Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to a special Tuesday YouTube live stream because I am banned on TikTok and I'm still going to go live. So live on YouTube and live on my personal TikTok account, Alexander Jamal Costa. That's Alexandre, like Alexander Dumas, Jamal Costa. So you can follow, you can go to live stream on TikTok or you can stay on YouTube here, obviously, World War Bitcoin. So a couple of things. There's something I just want to emphasize this again very quickly. Guys, there is a way, my biggest fear for all of you is that you're going to be stuck in this mindset. You're going to be seduced by these people calling for a typical four-year halving cycle when we've already demonstrated over and over again that conditions are not the same as they have always been. Zero interest rates, funny money, stimulus, quantitative easing. The market is flipped on itself. Okay, the market is flipped on itself. So I'm going to restart the live stream on TikTok. And the reason why I'm saying this right now is because I just saw a message from, not a message, a tweet. I just saw a tweet from one of my three favorite people that I follow on X. Emperor BTC. All right, this guy, I've learned more about trading from him than anyone else. I've talked about him a ton. And he just tweeted this earlier today. I know one person from a Telegram group who chose to end his life yesterday. Bitcoin dumped 30% from the top, and with leverage, most of the altcoins would have dumped worse. Always assume the worst scenario when betting and always have a trading buddy. They will prevent you from taking the wrong decisions. Your life is not yours alone. Now, I fear if 2025 is going to shape out how I think it's going to shape out, that all these people so many people are going to get so caught flat-footed that they're not going to, they're still, I'm seeing so many people still in this mindset that it has to happen. So many very large X accounts still in this mindset that it has to happen this way, where Bitcoin is going to go to $200,000 by the end of 2025. And so what happens if the opposite happens and they put their life into this, their life savings, they invest more than they could afford to lose because it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen, right? Well, I don't know, man. I fear not only for a lot of people following these creators, I fear for a lot of the creators themselves. So I hate to start out so doom and gloom. Listen, I'm sticking with the plan. My expectation is that there's going to be a pop after rate cuts, and we will see new all-time highs in the stock market, just barely in the stock market and in Bitcoin and the total to crypto market cap, and then I'm out. And I just don't know. You know, maybe I want to entertain every possibility. The reason why hopefully those of you who have been on the same page as me, you've at least been mentally prepared for something like this because you're not married to four-year halving cycle theory. So hopefully we're good on TikTok. Somebody said that there was an extreme lag, and it might still be an extreme lag. I don't know. I restarted it and then turned it back on, my personal TikTok account. So watch the video that I just posted. I posted it on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok. I'm good on TikTok. Okay, good. So V-shaped recovery or sweep of the liquidation lows. Here, I've fleshed out some thoughts. Thank you guys on TikTok. I fleshed out some thoughts as to whether I think this is going to be a V-shaped recovery or a sweeping of the liquidation lows. So what does that mean? You know, the COVID crash in 2021, we had a V-shaped recovery. I'm not going to go to that chart. Watch the video that I posted on TikTok and X. On December of 2021, we did not have a V-shaped recovery. We had a little bit of move higher. We ranged for a couple weeks, a little bit higher than the liquidation lows, and then we went back and swept the lows. We went back down to the liquidation lows. That is usually what happens. Usually we have a revisiting of these liquidation lows. And then after that, we could have a recovery, or that's just, we'd have a local top somewhere around $60,000 and then it would be over. I think my thought right now is that we are going to sweep the liquidation lows, but then we're going to recover and the Fed's going to lower rates, And so what I'm hoping, I drew a fib chart here. What I'm hoping is that Bitcoin would be around $60,000, $61,000 around this golden pocket here before sweeping, around the time of the Fed rate cuts. And then we break through this resistance. This golden pocket will be resistance. We break through and put in hopefully new all-time highs. So, okay. Let me say hi to everybody on YouTube. So, hello, Saad. First one to join. Yep. Hello, Victor, Randy, GM, Jeremiah. Good morning. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Pascali. Why banned? I openly questioned whether Mr. Cuz was artistic. Artistic. I said artistic TikTok. So please don't ban me here on my personal account. I openly questioned whether somebody was artistic. Remove the R and change it with a U. So thank you, Z Rider. I don't even know if I get paid out on. I don't know if I've set out payments on gifts. So I'm just going to ask you, please don't send me gifts on TikTok, but I really do appreciate it. So I question whether Mr. Cuz was artistic. But, remove the R for a U. And somebody reported that to TikTok. Bom dia, Joe. I am not waiting for your cycle as long as we make some profit. 2x, 3x, 4x, I'm out. All right. What about ISO tokens flipping the switch? What do you mean? I mean, I bought some XRP a couple weeks ago because I liked the chart. And then everything dumped, but I still do like the chart with XRP. I'm comfortable holding XRP. Thank you, GB. And so I'm still holding XRP. I'm down 13%, something like that. And I bought some AOs, but for this bull run, I'm not a long-term holder of any of those cryptocurrencies. Render. All right, Render, I see you finally putting in some kind of a green candle. Let me check out AO's real quick, and then I'll get back to the questions here, comments, and all that. AO's green candle, I'm still down on my entry on AO's, but the NVIDIA earnings report, I'm still playing it for the NVIDIA earnings report. So, good morning, Peter. Bull came over from YouTube. This is so sad. That is so sad about, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Any glance at Colt yet by chance? They're not going to push about it, just curious. I mean, I might have more time now. Is Colt a meme coin? What is it? What is the testnet that Ripple is doing this month? I don't know. Yeah. So let me look at Colt. Why you get banned? I just said why I got banned. And I need to be careful that I don't get banned on this live stream. So Colt. All right, $337,000 market cap. Looks like a Brett character. I'm assuming a boys club character. So, could be amazing, could be not. I'm assuming if it's at 337, that's not officially in the club, but they're trying to make it in the club. So, yeah, Matt Fury's Boys Club, inspired by the legendary drawings of Matt Fury's Boys Club. Okay, this could be. It's inspired. Yeah, I mean, listen to those words. Inspired by the inspired by that. Not a part of the boys club, but inspired. Sure, this could be fine. I'm not super excited about meme coins right at this moment. So just be mindful of that. All right. What else do we have here? Was B doing the same as you? Oh, we be doing the same as you. Good. Master Chef, hello. Good morning, Joey. Hello, Rhoda. Are you holding Quant? I haven't held Quant for several months. Maybe, I don't think I've held it for all of 2024. I I'm loading up on Crow. Okay, let's see what's up with crypto.com. Now, I did have several altcoin entries a couple of weeks ago. I'm down on those. I'm fine on it. I'm fine with that. But I did several altcoin entries a couple of weeks ago. That didn't work itself out entirely. So let me delete that. But Cardano did for the most part. It doesn't matter. Crow. So is there a reason to load up on Crow right now? Not that I'm really seeing. It can continue down. But let me see. All right. 2023, 2020, this is a 2024 low, revisited the 2023 low right there, the late 2023 low. Maybe there's a reason to get in on it, but Mr. Cuz, hello, Ponky. What about Ponky? I don't know what's going on with Ponky. All right, couldn't listen to your live yesterday. Was riding in the car with my wife. Don't want to panic her. I didn't want to panic her. Sure, yeah. I think if we can avoid Middle East war, get first rate cut, we may have a small rally. I think so. I mean, again, Mr. Cuz is in the house. The only thing we disagree on is he thinks we already peaked, and I don't. I think we have one more local top, and I mean, if we have one more local top, I'm telling you, if we get to $80,000 Bitcoin, that is going to be max pain. There's a part of me that actually hopes that Mr. Cuz is right. That just listen, I want to make money, okay? I do want to make money, but I think that we're going to be seeing a lot more of the tweet that I just showed you from Emperor BTC. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that if we get to 80K, and if everyone, 99% of people are saying the bull run is back on, which they will. And I'm going to be in the extreme minority of people who's extremely bearish under that scenario. It's going to be that'll be incredibly painful. That'll be too painful. That will end a lot of influencers if that's what happens. So do I cheer for that? No. I mean, I cheer for prices going higher. I just would hope that they're right at that point. But listen, I'm out if we get that high, and we definitely have a top coming. It's less painful if it's just over, if 74K was the top. It's less painful for the general public. What do you want? This is a judgment-free zone today. If you want to make your money and exit at a good time while everyone else gets absolutely destroyed, I don't blame you. But it's hard, I agree. If I can make 2 to 3x for March 2024 lows, I'm out. And what if you can't? Because what are you buying? A lot of cryptos that peaked in March, even under a scenario where Bitcoin goes to 80K, they're not coming back to their March peaks. I would think that if Bitcoin goes to 80K, that the total 2 crypto market cap would put in a new all-time high. The altcoin market cap would put in a new all-time high. Best case scenario, we have some kind of big alt season, but you never know. Nasdaq's up 120 points. I mean, yeah, listen, watch the video that I just made on my X account and on my TikTok account. So altcoins will not pump. No, listen to what I just said. All right, I'm saying if in a scenario where Bitcoin goes to $80,000 and we see a new all-time high in the total 2 crypto market cap, altcoins, some will pump really hard, but then others, the same thing happened in 2021. We saw a new all-time high at the end of 2021 in the total 2, but a lot of altcoins did not put in new all-time highs. So will altcoins not pump? Some will not pump. Okay, you've got to have that mindset. Now maybe we'll have a full-blown alt season. Even in a scenario where Bitcoin hits 80K, I don't think so. Is that an only best case scenario? What about the ETF squeeze? ETF squeeze. The ETFs have accumulated a great deal. Now, maybe there's a period where we see a lot of accumulation with Ethereum. They're still in the early days where there's a lot of accumulation, where Grayscale is dumping a lot of their supply. So, hello, Kunst. Mr. Cuz here on green days too. Yeah, it's kind of a green day. Good morning, Huggy. Think we popped to 59K, then dumped to 43, and then V-shaped recovery from there. Yeah, I've seen some different hypotheses about 42, 43. That's definitely within the realm of possibility. Hello, Anthony. Would crypto rise if there's a stock/dollar collapse? Stock/dollar collapse? Why would there be both? If there's a dollar collapse, crypto would definitely rise. Just want HEEHEE and Quant to go up. Those are my two biggest bags. Can't stop buying them. Under this scenario, Bitcoin goes to 80K. HEEHEE from where it is will do many, many X's. But Quant, you've been buying. You keep buying Quant. All right, yeah. Caspa, bro, what do you think? Let's see, Caspa. 16 cents. Decent recovery for Caspa after big wick down. Could not hold above, obviously, its previous all-time high. So it's in the range. It's back in its range. Caspa still looks stronger than a lot of other cryptos. I would be comfortable holding Caspa right now, for sure. Anyway, buy zones for Aptos. Aptos, it's still kind of in falling knife territory, I would assume. Let me see. There's nothing that would, it kind of barely put in a higher high in the daily chart to the point where if it wasn't for, all the stuff that happened with Japan and the unemployment report, maybe it would have put in a higher low, but I'm not touching Aptos right now. So, I have 15K LCX tokens, just hoping to get to $3 CAD if possible by the end of 2024. No, Adam, you're hoping LCX gets to $3 by the end of 2024? $3 Canadian, but still, no. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's not happening. All right, look, I can see a 79.80 to Bitcoin to 82K, but alts will rug hard after that. More pain even. 100%. Oh, trust me, Mr. Cuz. Yeah, 100%. So what's your plan for the next years? I will be waiting, maybe even waiting in cash. Listen, guys, remember what my biggest holdings are right now. Bitcoin is one of my biggest holdings. Gold, the gold ETF is my second biggest holding. And then I have I have Walmart, the stock, Verizon, Kraft Foods. What do you think I've been doing this whole time? I've been stocking up for the winter with things that I think would hold up better during a financial crisis or a recession than other things. Okay? So my plan is to either hold dollars or to be adding to my stacks on those and to sell covered calls on those so I could at least get some premium from holding those stocks. And so that's my plan. And then, I would expect a hard landing at some point in 2025, and then I'm all in. I am all in after, hard landing, rates bottom out, quantitative easing. I may not time the bottom perfectly, but I will be mega bullish. All right, let's see. Yeah, sorry, your TikTok got banned. Just my live streams got banned. Holding a huge Jasmine bag right now. Bullish on Jasmine. Jasmine looks good too. What do you think a good time to trade bet for low leverage for long or run too volatile? I wouldn't do that, Bull. But Anthony, no TikTok tonight. I got banned on my lives on TikTok for the entire week. Question about yesterday live. You were talking about yield curve inversion to measure a recession. Can we see this somewhere on a website or something? Yield curve inversion. I'm assuming yes. Whenever I see stuff about the yield curve, I just go to X. Oh man, it's got to be somewhere. Even if you just do a Google image search, I don't have a tab where I go for that. But here's a chart, historic yield curves. I think. Let's take a look at this. Yield curve inversions have been a reliable recession indicator. And so 1 year minus 10 year, 3-month moving average when red when inverted. So you can see the red. Last time we had, this is an old chart, but the last 2 times we had a yield curve inversion, right before the COVID crash, we had a yield curve inversion. And so we were going into a recession in 2020. But what happened is that the markets tanked because of the COVID crash. And it was a blessing in disguise at least for your money. Because then it was rates to zero, quantitative easing, stimulus, all of that. We've had a much more prolonged yield curve inversion over the last couple of years, over the last year and a half or so, to where it's in the red. So I said 2-year, 10-year. This is a chart of the 1 year and the 10-year. And so when it goes back down to where the 10-year is a higher return than the 1 year, that is when we're on our way to a recession. So let me look it up on X real quick. I'm sure somebody on X has posted about this. All right, let me see some more comments. What do you think of Ponky? I like Ponky, yeah. What about Nig Tardio on Solana? You want to get me banned? Nothing, I'm sorry. All right, the longest yield curve inversion in history, 758 days, is close to ending today. With the 10-year Treasury yield, this was August 4th, this was 2 days ago. With the 10-year Treasury yield now only 0.08% lower than the 2-year. Okay, so I've been saying 2-year, 10-year. That's what. So some people say 1 year, 10-year. Other people say 2-year, 10-year. So all right, the longest yield curve inversion in history, 758 days. So actually 2 years. Is close to ending today with the 10-year Treasury yield now only 0.08% lower than the 2-year Treasury yield. Historically, the flip back to a positive sloping curve after a long inversion has occurred near a recession. And so you can see in 2019, we barely had that yield curve inversion, but then bounced back. We had 215 days from 06 to 08. And so the deeper the yield curve inversion, does that mean the deeper the recession? The longer the yield curve inversion, does that mean the worse the recession? And that's why I've been saying worse than the great financial crisis. We've had 758 days. This one was 215 days. 1980, 78 to 80 was 622 days. But what's the difference between now and then? It's just like we've been propping up this house of cards so much more aggressively, which is why 08 was worse than 1980. So I guess my answer to you is do a Google search. What's up, Matthew? You had some entry spots with altcoins. Did you buy? I bought some altcoins. I'm down on those. Yeah, I'm still holding them. Definitely. Yeah, so my entries, my swing pattern failure entries, for the most part, if I was doing leverage, I would have stopped out on almost all of them. Not on ICP, believe it or not. And not on Tau and not on Solana, but I think the other ones. But I did spot, so I'm good. I did a swing pattern failure leverage long on Cardano, and that one got liquidated. It was a 5x long. That's the only leverage long that I did, and it was only a couple $100. I'm not going to cry about it. So, hello, Uwu. Yes. Yeah, my price predictions are the same, but it's after rates go to zero, or after rates are bottomed out. That's the thing that I changed about my price targets, okay? For the 2024, 2026 bull run. There is going to be a time where I'm going to be mega bullish, but we've got to weather the storm first. I hate to say it like this, but the best thing that could happen to us right now would be something terrifying like a COVID crash. But I'm not gonna wish for that. I'm not gonna hope that happens. I'm not going to say that that's going to happen. A COVID crash, something similar to the COVID crash, where there's extreme panic for a short period of time that causes the Fed to lower rates to zero and turn on the money printer, that gives us about a year and a half of excitement. And then after that is absolute terror. So even if Bitcoin goes to 80K, alts won't fly. So I guess true, the same is for memes. No, alts can fly, man. Yeah, you guys. Listen, if Bitcoin goes to 80K, some alts will explode. They'll do very well. But all I'm saying is that some of them will not go back to their March highs. But then after that, yeah, it'll be rough. And then meme coins, Brett will do very well. Pepe will do very well. And I think a lot of meme coins actually would do very well in a scenario where Bitcoin got to $80,000. Do I hold Fatality? Yeah, I do. I wish I would have bought Storage. Is Storage doing well? I'm not going to look into it right now. Ondo going to rally enough to hold it, just liquidate. I'd be holding Ondo. Do you believe the narrative buying number one meme coins on their chains? It's fine. I'm not like married to the idea. So what do you think LCX will hit in 2025? I think 2025 is going to be a rough year. Thoughts on selling my Casper Chainlink? Casper sell, not financial advice. Chainlink, I'd hold Chainlink. Oh, Casper for Chainlink. Sure. I got HEEHEE under 1 million. Thought that would never happen. I mean, it'll happen in the fall, all out bear market. You know, if Solana goes back down to $20, no Solana meme coin is immune. But listen, I'm going to be stacking hard. I would love to own one day as much as I owned when I burned, or more, hopefully more. So is Fetch a good buy on this dip? I'm not touching Fetch. I don't know. 55 viewers. I mean, this is my alt account winning. So yeah, I'm surprised that there would be 55 people in here. IMX, any thoughts? IMX is very highly inflationary. I would not touch IMX because of how inflationary it is. And I'll get back to those of you on TikTok in a second here. IMX gaming, I'm not super excited about gaming until just all out euphoria. I moved that. Where's my back button? Okay. Yeah, nothing with IMX. So is cryptocurrency over for a while? No, not yet. Do you think we'll get an alt season in 2025? I do not. I bought so much yesterday. Hey, B Rudo, that's great. Bull run ended before it began. Holding $1 billion HEEHEE. There's not $1 billion in HEEHEE in circulation. Just buy a bit here and there on the way down and you'll do fine. Sell on the way back up. I mean, if you've been doing that since March, you're down big time. So is Brett a good buy at 0.9? I think so. All right. 72. Mine says 79. Okay. I mean, I was reading an older comment. Let's see. Wolf looks so strong. Wolf looks good. Yeah, Wolf looks good. All right, so YouTube. Good time to get into Pendle. All right, hold on. Saad. All my eyes on HEEHEE. Some high expectations, but expectation hurts. I hope not. HEEHEE will do multiple X's under scenario where Bitcoin goes to $80,000. All right, PAL. Let me look at PAL here. I'm not going to promise, guys, that I'm going to be able to respond to all of you on TikTok, even though it's my alt account and there's a lot fewer people in here. But let me look at, but I can on YouTube. So PAL did the same thing. There was a potential swing pattern. That's an older swing pattern failure entry, actually. So let me delete that. PAL doesn't look too bad. You know, I mean, it did put in a lower low yesterday, but that was in the midst of a lot of fear. I'd be okay buying PAL, especially, you know, leading up to the NVIDIA earnings report. Let's see, Pendle. Man, yesterday was a great time to buy Pendle. That swing pattern failure, this is probably my worst trade. Because it is a smaller market cap. How do I like Near? I'll look at Near in a second. Listen, fundamentally, I love Pendle. I think it will put in a new all-time high this year. So from that perspective, yes. From the chart, I'm not too excited about the chart. So 350 for Near. Oh my goodness, Near. Another failed swing pattern failure entry because of just the blood, you know? But could Near get back down to $2.93? If it does, that's around a point that I would. All right, let's see. Gold been going crazy. What's up with gold? Gold's going, I thought it dumped yesterday. Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? Oh, today's Tuesday. Yeah. Taj AI or Wolf or Small. Get on one of them. I guess I'd say TARS. Render or Ondo. Ondo right now. All right, gold's down $8.80. I would not say it's on a tear. I mean, I'm comfortable holding gold. That's for sure. ICP looks okay right now on the chart. Will the price of Bitcoin drop any lower than 48,000? That is certainly within the realm of possibility. My expectation is that it won't. My expectation is short term. This is short term, okay? Because I do think it's going to drop below 48,000 in 2025. But short term, my expectation is that we would sweep the lows and then have a move up and a pump on the news of the interest rate cuts. That pump, I believe, will lead us to a top for the remainder of 2024, a top, hopefully a new all-time high, a top for, and we won't go higher than that in 2025. If you still had AMP, how would you play it in the short and long term? Yeah, I dumped my AMP. I dumped my AMP after I realized it was a dead cryptocurrency trying to convince you that it was still alive. What do we do about AMP? I don't think AMP's going to do anything in 2024. I think AMP is done for 2024 and then for 2025. I'm confused. Last bull run, July, August tanked, and then it ran up September. No, if you're talking about 2021, August was a good month. July was rough, and then we recovered in July, and then August. I don't know what you're confused about. Monetary policy is much different now than it was then. This is, don't compare now to 2020 or 2021. Any price prediction for PAL AI? I mean, I can tell you my 2024 to 2026 price prediction. $3.33. Don't be expecting that anytime soon. So what's your end of year LCX price prediction? I don't really have one. You know, I mean, less than 50 cents. Maybe a new all-time high. I could see that. But less than 50 cents. Do you hold any bonds? No. All right, $2 CAD on LCX. Who knows, man? Maybe it's possible. Why did you get banned on your main? What do you think about Pendle? I love Pendle. I got banned because I called somebody. I openly wondered if somebody was artistic, but replace the R with a U. I don't hold any bonds. No. Do you think Pendle can get to $10 by end of the year? It's possible. I'd probably exit before then. What are institutional coins? I know Ondo is one of them. What are the others? The institutional coins. Oh, I mean, you're talking about like BlackRock and stuff, the ones that, you know, so I mean, Pendle has a lot of institutional backing behind it. Wow, I'm so far back. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. YouTube. I'm just going to respond to YouTube. Why can't we compare? We've been comparing past bull runs. Winning. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think about what have you missed about what I've been talking about? Like, there's a reason why I've been saying I'm exiting almost entirely my entire bag in 2024. If I was comparing to past bull runs, and I've been saying that for quite a while, you know, if I was comparing to past bull runs, I'd be saying, you know, 2025 is the big euphoria and all that. So there's some kind of disconnect here. Got a bag of NCT Polyswarm. It's under 30 million market cap. Listed on Coinbase. No inflation. Full supply circulating. Big partnerships. Blockchain security is big. And only 1 cent. Polyswarm has aggressive moves. If you see it explode, sell all of it. I'm serious. But I don't think that's a bad buy. Is this a good time to buy? Hold, sell. I'm holding. I'm definitely not selling. Warning, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Okay. All right. I mean, if you've been listening to the 2025 4-year halving cycle, people, you're very confused right now. If you've been listening to me, You've at least been somewhat prepared. Okay. So I'm selling. I'm not selling. I'm holding. I am not quite buying just yet. JK, bro. Okay. All right. I think we're going to sweep the lows. So that's the thing that I would say. So we're at $55,000 Bitcoin right now. I think we're going to sweep the lows of this liquidation wick. If we sweep the lows, I would expect some kind. I would be a heavy buyer at that time, around $50,000 Bitcoin. So if they cut rates before September 18th, how early would you leave the majority of your crypto? Within 2 months. Easy. Maybe even faster than that. Which gold ETF do you recommend? I don't know. I just have the GLD one. I mean, that's where the current wars internationally come in. We haven't had a proper alt season since 2018. We had meme coin season. Nikkei is back. Nikkei is back 10%. Okay. You know, the Nikkei. I'm trying to figure this out. Wow. Yeah, Nikkei. All right. That's a good sign. Let me look at I mean, we're still we're still not back. If I could draw a fib chart on this, I would say we still have some time to go before we're like, all right, we're back on. But the thing that I do wonder, how long does it take to play itself out? Japan raised interest rates by 25 basis points. And then people rushed to to make things whole, because their cheap yen that they were borrowing all of a sudden got more expensive. Does that play itself out over a day, over a few days, and then it's over? Or is this the beginning of some, of the house of cards collapsing? I don't know. When Japan raises rates again, we will have another crisis. I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to the Japanese central bank, that's for sure. So Chainlink is always one Bitcoin rally away from exploding, never bad hold. It's a lot safer, yeah. Ondo, I like Ondo. I wouldn't sell any of my Ondo right now. What's my alt TikTok? Alexander Jamal Costa. Did you go shopping yesterday? I did not. I was just sitting on my hands. Thoughts on Orca? Don't know anything about Orca. Talked about a lot about LCX already. What price will Bitcoin get rejected at that will cause it to go back to 49K? Maybe 57. I would guess 57. If that's what happens, Karen. So Kamala Harris should not run for president. We need Big Mike. Oh, man. Oh. Top 3 sectors for the bull run: AI, DeSci, RWA. Yeah, AMP already answered that. Sarcasm, I'm just going down. You're commenting a lot. You're making it a lot harder for me to respond. Ollie, good morning. Bitcoin is going to high 20Ks. I could see that in 2025, man. I'm telling you. Are you still holding your Bitcoin forever? I don't know, man. If it gets up to $80,000 and it peaks there, I might just hold on to it. But yeah, high 20s. I really do think that's possible in 2025, and that's not new. I'm not giving you some new information based off of what's happened. I've been consistent with that. I've not looked into Spectral. If Kamala wins, but could stay at high 40s if Trump wins, not financial advice. Okay. Did Eagle AI predict this gong show? No. Yeah, Ollie, Eagle AI would not predict a mini, whatever you want to call. I don't want to call it a black swan, but it wouldn't predict that. But I did play around with it. I've been saying, it is directionally sound. What's your thoughts on Compound? Continues keeping us informed. I like Compound. I'm not in love with it. I would not buy Compound right now looking at the chart. Maybe. I mean, it did put in a higher high on the daily again, but then Japan, man. AMP got delisted like crazy, but it gets back on exchange. If it gets back on exchange, I could see it coming back. Okay. Could the interest rate cuts be a buy the news, sell the event thing? I mean, will we buy the news? You know, are we going to buy into it? I haven't seen any signs of that. How did Eagle AI predict this? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Where do you think AOs will get this year? I don't know. I'm not a price predictor for. You know what? I do wonder if a lot of these AI cryptos, if they already did peak for 2024. Maybe not. I mean, looking at the chart, it's not like AOs is down 90% like a lot of other altcoins. It is down 50%. So could it come back? It's possible. I'm holding AOs, that's for sure. I'm holding it ahead of this NVIDIA earnings report. Down on a lot of coins. Not sure if I should average down here. What do you think? There's so many other questions I would need to ask you, man. You know, how much did you put in? How much of your portfolio is crypto? Is your portfolio 100% crypto? I don't know if averaging down is a good thing, but if you're well diversified and you can afford to lose, sure. At the beginning of all this, where did you see all the capital coming from to feed the crypto market? Oh, it's y'all suck. How do I answer your question? Because you're a troll. Where did the money come from to drive Bitcoin to 74,000 and altcoins to significant retraces? And so, I'm not expecting anything significant. I'm expecting a barely higher than its previous all-time high for 2024. And so where's that money coming from? It's coming from a lot of people who think that Bitcoin is going well over six figures in 2025. And they're going to be our exit liquidity, unfortunately. Man. Yeah, D-side, decentralized science. It's a very small niche thing. What's your problem, y'all suck? Are you just... I've been so much more prepared for what's happened than so many other people in this space. There are so few. You could count them on your hands. The amount of people who've been prepared for this. And here you are trolling me as if I'm some kind of idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, just get a life, man. I'm not saying I called it perfectly. That's why you get information from a variety of sources, not any one source. But I have been so much more prepared for this than so many other people. Bitcoin under 50K is an amazing buy. For short term, yeah. All right, Jesse bought Ondo. Pendle has been struggling. If Bitcoin hits 80K, will Pendle get back to March 2024 high? I think it would put in a new all-time high. Some low-cap gems I like that ran before the dip are Fake AI, Palm AI, Defender. Are you familiar with any of those? Not really. No. I bought 5,500. Aerodrome on the dip. What's up with Aero? Aero didn't put in a lower low. That's a good sign. You think AI investors will still be positive leading up to the NVIDIA earnings report? Magnificent Six are getting destroyed. You know, I mean, the big thing that I said with buying AOs as much as I bought was like, yeah, this is a high probability play, but if the market tanks, then we're screwed. Not that we're screwed, but like, I mean, are the big six? I don't know. Let me look up Facebook. Are they getting destroyed? I mean, all right, Meta's up 1252. All right, Alphabet's down. I don't know, Amazon down a little bit. Let me look at Nvidia. Nvidia's up 3%. I like our chances for the rest of this month, unless we just have another all-out war or something. Another, I mean, I just meant a war. Hey, Bitcoin. So I'd be a little bit concerned about 57,000. Let's see what happens here. That's not a bad looking chart on the hourly. But again, yeah, 57,000. I think there's going to be some resistance there. ChainSwap can do well. Is it fundamentally strong coin? I think I like ChainSwap. Do you trade full time? I would trade full time if I wasn't making content. It's too difficult to trade. For me, at least. It's too difficult to trade and make content. Because you have to be laser focused if you're a full-time trader. It's really exhausting. Looks like what everyone is really asking is when Lambo. And yeah, I mean, guys, you're not getting a Lambo. None of you are going to get a Lambo. I'm sorry. It's not happening. You need to think, you know, how about a Lexus? Let's talk about when Lexus, not when Lambo. For me, when Toyota Camry. I drive a Toyota Camry. I will always drive. I love Toyotas. So when I think about the luxury car that I'm going to buy, maybe it's a newer Toyota Camry. Can Arrow still be a strong play for the end of this year? Yeah, I think so. If Fed cuts in September 18th, that could even be too late for crypto if we get hammered until then. Might not get back to all-time high. You're right. Yeah. Let's just see how these next few weeks play itself out. Because I do think if things get really ugly, that the Fed will have an emergency Fed meeting. But if they kind of hang around, you know, if we're just kind of chopping, kind of hanging around, then, you know, Dow Jones is up today, then maybe they won't need to. Maybe they won't need to call an emergency Fed meeting. What are your top altcoins for the short rally after the rate cuts? I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. I'll need to get a list together. So I would tend to think that I would favor larger cap altcoins. You had outlandish price predictions. Y'all suck. I had outlandish price predictions. No, I didn't. A large majority of people called my price predictions too conservative. And my price predictions, they're still intact. They're still in play. But after, you have fundamentally misunderstood what my intention was with my price predictions. They are when monetary policy is in favor of a altcoin rally. I never said anything about 2024. I never talked about 2025. I always said the least likely thing that would happen would be that we would have a peak in altcoins, major alt season at the end of 2025. Or even in the middle of 2025, which is what most people were saying. So it's always been in my mind. Maybe we can see this happen in 2024 where all these price targets are met. If not, we have to see rates get lower. And for there to be quantitative easing, we have to see an aggressive increase in M2 money supply. And then it will happen. You're calling it over, saying that I was wrong way too early. Douchebag. I haven't bought anything on this dip. If we drop lower than the recent low, I will be buying more. All right, Amir. Be like Amir. Please analyze Ponky chart. Are we going up or down? By the recovery was good in recent crash. Ponky looks okay. It's back down to the bottom of its range. I already looked at it. Would it be wise to consolidate low caps and put into strong high caps? High caps have a higher likely of providing a return. A higher likelihood of providing a return. So I would say maybe it depends on the low cap, because I think some low caps can do very well. In terms of holding coins, I'm guessing you probably got a ledger, right? I actually don't. I'm perfectly fine with Trust Wallet. Lexus will do. All right. You think he can break its all-time high if Bitcoin hits 80K? It's within the realm of possibility. I'm really excited about HEEHEE. After I hate to say it, I'm really excited about HEEHEE in this scenario where Bitcoin is lower than where it is now in 2025, and the crypto market has bottomed out, and then rates are favorable and quantitative easing happens again. I'm really excited about the work that we can do to build an amazing foundation with HEEHEE, leading into what I think would be the run that everyone's hoping for. I bought in the accumulated year and I'm still up during the crash. I take profits when I'm up and hodl the rest. And now investing in meme gems. Go HEEHEE. HEEHEE to the moon. Yeah, Bitcoin's over 56K. I see that. What do you think about Render? I'm a little nervous about Render short term. I just don't know what's going on. Like something's up with Render. Node AI has bounced back well. Would love to get your thoughts on it. I made a video quite a while. Oh, wow. I made a video quite a while ago on Node AI. I really liked it. And then it exploded shortly after that. What will XLM be? In 2024, a little higher. I'm not expecting much from XLM. $83 million market cap. This is the all-time. Yeah, it's not doing that bad. I mean, I've liked Node AI. I mean, the big thing, though, is like, I haven't been too excited about new utility recently. Yeah, Node AI looks pretty good. All right, all right, I answered that. Favorite DeSci project? AXGT and Noble Blocks. Noble Blocks #1. Toyota makes Lexus. Yeah. I think the past 2 years has shown Fed's rate cuts and increases lost its power. People put themselves in irrational debt regardless of the rates. We are headed to a depression. I think they have one more. One more bullet in their chamber, and after that, I think it's going to be brutal. I hope you're wrong, sarcasm, but that is a possibility. Thank you, Joe. Are you still bullish on RWA and project like NXRA? Yeah. Do big meme coins go to zero like Brett? They'll go really flat. I'm not saying that Brett will go to zero, but they'll go down for sure. Alan, thank you. M2 money supply is key. M2 is on its way up. Let me see if I can find a chart on that. From 2022 until very recently, M2 was going down. And now it's just creeping its way back up. I missed buying yesterday's dip. I'm feeling extremely bad. Should I? You shouldn't feel bad in one regard. It was a good time to just sit on your hands. Just let things play itself out and see what happens, So, I mean, you can see M2 bottomed out April 2023, but then kind of swept the lows. M2 is climbing back up, but I think what we would need to see for an explosive move would be something like this, something like what we saw in 2020, 2021. Are you willing to make a list for top altcoins for this rally after the rate cuts? Yeah. I mean, I would say buy them before the rate cuts, not after. But I'm willing to make a list, yeah. The average house price in Canada is now $1.1 million. Are you serious? That's insane. All right, I have to look that. What? All right, whatever. This website says 730,000. That's still, maybe that's US dollars. Oh. Is that US dollars? Well, no. I mean, it's a Canadian website. Whatever the case, seeing even $730,000. All right, CP24 announced it. That blows my mind. What in the world? Good morning, Alex. I am late to the stream. I'll rewatch later, but did you mention alt season still on the table or not for 2024? That's the question, isn't it? All right, I think Bitcoin's going to $80,000 in 2024, and I think that's going to be the peak. I think Total 2 will put in a new all-time high. Alt season is possible, okay? Because here's how I could picture it happening. Bitcoin goes up to $80,000. Caution is thrown to the wind. It is time. It's time for the most epic bull run of all bull runs. A lot of you are going to be in here asking me, Alex, do you still think $80,000 or so will be the peak? And I'm going to say yes. And then maybe we will peak at $80,000, and then maybe we'll see Bitcoin. We'll see it drag on for a little bit after it gets to $80,000, and that's going to be the fodder for alt season, for a big alt season. I don't know. Be honest now. Have I not been honest? Will there be another dip soon? My guess is we are sweeping the lows. We are going to sweep the liquidation lows. I would love a V-shaped recovery. It's not entirely out of the realm of possibility, but we need to break through about $63,000. 63,000. I drew this fib chart here. Let me go back to the daily. We need to get through the golden pocket of this fib. 62, about 62,000. We get through 62, 63 without sweeping the lows, then I'll say, yeah, V-shaped recovery. Thoughts on CDC buying half of the cost supply? I don't know what you're talking about. How to get the broccoli symbol in the Windows search bar. I also don't know what you're talking about, Ravi. Broccoli symbol? M2 and global liquidity on the rise. Yes. Brandon says I'm backpedaling. I'm assuming you say I'm backpedaling. Am I backpedaling? You know, I mean, hey, I don't even know what you're talking about, Brandon, so I'm going to move on here. But mid 56s now, Bitcoin. I'm expecting a little bit of a struggle at 57. And then more of a struggle at 60, 62. But we'll see. I'm not celebrating just yet. So if Bitcoin gets above 57, time to load up bags. No. Yeah, that's a good question. So here, if I were to be a buyer right now, or if I were to be interested in making buys, here's what I would say. Either a sweeping of the lows of this liquidation wick, or a breakthrough somewhere around here. You know, what would that be? Maybe 63,000, a breakthrough, and then a retest, and then I would buy on the retest. I would not be buying right now. What numbers would you consider large cap, mid, small, and micro? Man, I've never really thought specifically about that. Large cap, like top 50, I suppose, on coin market cap. Mid cap, 51 to 200. Small cap, top 500, I guess, you know. But those are just numbers I'm throwing out in my head. Buy after rate cuts, but wouldn't the rate cuts be sell the news immediately after? No, they've never been. And again, I'm not saying to buy after rate cuts. I'm saying to buy before rate cuts. It's insane out here. Yeah. AVAX. What's up with AVAX? Oh, that's a 1 hour chart. I was about to say, this chart looks great, but it's the 1 hour chart. You know, on the 1 hour chart, AVAX looks great. On the daily, it looks ugly. Oogly. Yeah, I'm not touching AVAX. Remember, AVAX is highly inflationary, so it can struggle like that. You can stake Ether for 80% APY 2-week lockup. I would do that if I owned any. That sounds good. Render, I already looked at Render. Not excited about Render. Near, I did already look at Near. And I don't know, man. You know, I had my swing pattern failure entry and then the world collapsed. Not really. Will we be able to buy Arrow at 40 again soon? No. So that trade did not work out. Aside from it's just spot, I did a spot entry. So I'm willing to hold on to it. Near dipped deeper than I would have thought, even under this scenario. Are you holding Manta? No. A few alts in my portfolio are in the green today, wondering if I should take this little gains and buy back at a lower price when we dip again. It's always good to take some profits. If you bought yesterday and you're in profit, I would say take some profits. Don't sell all of it, but take some. What else would I say? Arrow was at 48 cents yesterday. I'm still going to say no, but I didn't realize it got down that low. So all I'm going to say, I don't want to make any decisions for you, man. You know, all I'm going to say is I think we're going to sweep the lows. Maybe we won't. And so if I didn't buy yesterday, if I bought yesterday, I'd want to take something off the table, just take a little bit of profits out. Yeah. And then try to rebuy around the lows. But then the way that this can play itself out is we could get up $60,000 and hang around there for a couple weeks and then go down to the lows. So, you know, maybe the answer is just sit on your hands for now. You bought yesterday and you're up, sit on your hands. You have time. You have some time. Let's look at 2021 here, because look at what happened in 2021. This is an example where we swept the lows. Okay. Sweep the lows, it means just going back down to the level where we got liquidated. 2021, December 4th, 2021, Bitcoin went down to $42,000. Instantly popped up and then just kind of hung around. What's going on? Is it going to be a V-shaped recovery, or are we going to sweep the lows? December 27th, 2021, it's looking like it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. That's 3 weeks later. 3 weeks. And then still, you know, even January, into January of 2022, still haven't gone down to those lows. Maybe we're still going to have a V-shaped recovery. But then we do go down to the lows. It took a month. It took a month to play itself out. And so we're really not going to know if this is a V-shaped recovery or not for a month. Probably for a month. So you have time. I hope it's not a month. You got one of your Voyager payments. I hope it plays itself out sooner. I wouldn't be surprised if it took a month. Even like the COVID crash in 2020. Let's go to the COVID crash. It was a V-shaped recovery. So I know I'm doing this all ghetto and everything. Here it is. V-shaped recovery. How long did it take to play itself out? Here it is, March 12th of 2020. It took, when would we say we for sure broke out of this COVID crash? That it was going to be a V-shaped recovery? Why is my computer acting? Oh my goodness. It's not my computer, it's me. Never mind. I'm not going to draw fibs. I don't know what's going on. I'm just being a boomer. But I would say this green candle right here, whatever day that was. What day is that? This green candle, April 29th, was the day that we could finally say it was a V-shaped recovery. So March 12th to April 29th, that's a 1.5 month period. So same deal with us today now. Is it going to take a month and a half? A month and a half is around the time of the rate cuts. As of right now, a month and a half. I am beginning to wonder if maybe we're just going to have a V-shaped recovery if it takes that long. But we'll see. Please look at ABT chart. Do I have arc block on here? Yeah, I do. Nah, I wouldn't touch arc block yet. For Bitcoin crash, we need SPY to crash extremely hard. Oh, by the way, Brad. Hello. I don't know if I agree with that. For a Bitcoin crash, we need SPY to crash really hard. There's plenty of times that Bitcoin has crashed. Yeah, I wouldn't touch ABT yet. Something about this fast of recovery for crypto and stocks seems a little off to me. I know that people are going to get excited thinking, all right, hey, Bitcoin's at 56. We're back. We're climbing back. This is good. It's going to take some time. So can you explain what M2 money is? Printed dollars. Printed billions of dollars. At what point do you think would be the best entry to buy Bitcoin in the next 2 years? I'm guessing sometime around November of 2025. Bought Pendle here. All right. Alex, 3 very low lev longs. If we sweep the lows? Yeah, if. What would you choose? Bitcoin. I wonder about Bitcoin Cash. Something that put in a higher high. I would be looking for something that already showed strength before this dump. Okay. So Bitcoin Cash put in a higher high on the daily chart. So something like that. Something like Injective. Let me look at Injective real quick. Ooh, not Injective. Never mind. Wow. Injective, man. Something like... Well, Injective did put in a higher high on the daily chart. Never mind. Cardano, I think, would be a good one. So you might see a theme here. I'm going like dinosaur, utility, older. Cardano, I'd have some hope with Cardano. Orca up 60% in 24 hours. Okay. Stonks pumping. Let's see what's up with Yahoo Finance. I need to bookmark this page and update my Chrome, but I will bookmark M2. Yeah, let's look at Yahoo Finance. Yeah, I don't know anything about Orca. Do you see how Brett... A lot of strength despite the drop. Yes. All right. S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Russell. They're all up. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Even if we were in the middle of a massive crash, I mean, the fact that something's up today doesn't make me think, oh, all right, we're off to the races now. But I'm happy to see that we're up. Let me look at the Russell IWM at least. We're just back down to that range. We'll see. Another regrouping. CVO predicted this price action purely TA. Yeah, K Group. He did. Guys, I've been thinking a lot about this. You have CVO crypto. A lot of people, whenever I mention him, they remember 2021 and they give him a lot of hate. And he has evolved as a trader. He has evolved to a point where he is actually now, he is on point. He is, if you are mature enough to get beyond 2021. I was exactly like CVO in 2021. I was 4-year having ride or die kind of person, and then I learned and adjusted. Same deal with CVO. He has learned and adjusted, and right now that dude's on fire. So he's called it. Yeah. I've not adjusted my price spreadsheet predictions. No. I believe they will all hit. I've adjusted the timeline. And same for Magic Internet Money. Give both of them a follow on X. What was I just going to say? Yeah. I made a comment yesterday. I am an economics guy. That's what I focus on more. I am CVO crypto, V as in vegetable, CVO crypto. Economics guys like myself, we're going to be more helpful this time around than we were in 2021. All right. The purely TA guys who aren't married to this idea that we have to have a 4-year, the bull run 2025, they are also, if you pair the two of us together, you have a good combination. If you follow, there's a lot of people on X that I could name that if you listen to them and they're saying Bitcoin 200,000 2025, I think they're going to be less helpful this time around. The most accurate gift I've seen for crypto I follow is Pengu Charts. Is that on X? I'm always looking for good alpha. I don't see Pengu Charts, so I'm going to have to wait for you to answer that question. 6 weeks. Sharebear, yeah. You just copy others. Many are comparing 2020 and 2024. Tell us a genuine TA. I copy others. Are you thinking the blockchain backer? Because I can tell you a lot of thoughts that I've had that are original to me. And so Adrian, I strongly disagree with that. Let me show you thoughts that have been original to me, okay? I don't know if anyone else pays attention to this chart, okay? Most look at EMAs and legitimately runs accurate. He has a YouTube. Okay, all right, good. Did you hear about Japanese yen raising rates causing a lot of this? Yes. Oh, yeah, 100%. I've posted this, Adrian. I have posted this chart. I have said this chart is informing how I view things are going, how I view things are going to go more than anything else. All right, so I don't know who's shared this chart. I wouldn't be surprised if lots of people have shared this chart. But I saw this chart. I first started paying attention to it in 2022. And I was looking at this and I saw a theme. All right. Nobody pointed me to this chart. I saw it for myself. funds rate history. They raise rates. Here I am in 1959. As soon as they lower rates, we enter a recession. 1970, lower rates, enter a recession. 1974, lower rates, recession. 1980, lower rates, recession. It's a common theme. You raise rates and then you lower rates. And after you lower rates, at some time between 0 and 12 months, we enter a recession. This is original to me. I have not gotten this from anyone else. And so, how dare I think that we're going to do what we're not going to do what we've always done in 2025 when we're going to lower rates in September of 2024. This is all original in my head. I'm not getting this from anyone else. That when we enter, that if we're going to do that, we're going to enter a recession. And then I look at the aggression to which we raised rates in 2022, and I'm seeing this is very aggressive. This is more aggressive than 2004 to 2006. This is very aggressive. And so I see that, and I'm like, all right, this is probably going to be worse than 2008. And we've had a yield curve inversion, the longest yield curve inversion ever. It's probably going to be worse than 2008. And so these are all thoughts original to me. Now then maybe I'll watch a video of somebody else and they'll give me an idea and I'll run with that idea. Pretty much everyone does that. But Adrian, no. I don't just copy others. Get out of here with that nonsense, man. Alex, are you out after the first rate cut or the September one? Whatever's first. If we have an emergency rate cut, yeah, first emergency one, yeah. If we have an emergency rate cut, I'm out within 2 months of that. Definitely. When you do sell 90% in a couple months after the rate cuts, where do you put the money? I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about the dollar because of the devaluation. I'm not sure where to best keep money until rebuy. So it's probably going to be a mix of dollars, of USDC, and in stocks, certain stocks that I think will hold up well in the event of a recession, or stocks that would dump really hard if we had a hard landing, but then bounce back hard. And gold. Gold, worst case scenario is probably like a 20% drop in gold. Nothing to cry about. I can survive that, and I'm doing the gold ETF, so I'm selling covered calls on it, making money off the premium. So, will you be sharing your buys when the time comes? I'll share everything. Yeah, definitely. You're probably right about Bitcoin, Alex. TA says relevant fib level of a cycle, one peak at 76 to 86K. After that, a significant correction in a cycle 2 wave with targets 50 to 43K. If you're doing Elliott wave, I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Elliott waves. So that's something I'd love to learn more about. But, 80K, honestly, man, I think it would go lower than 50 to 43K. I think it would. But we'll see. You put all your money on black? That's what you do. There we go. Do you think retail money will be there in 2025? I'm retail and my money will not be there in 2025. I'll tell you that. I'm caught up to all the questions on YouTube. I think I'm not seeing anything new for a while. And we've been live for about 80 minutes. I think now is a good time to call it. So I wish I could do a members only live stream or subscriber only live stream on TikTok, but I'm banned for this week. So, Ken, I look stressful. Ken, I feel great. Like literally, there's times when people will tell me that I look stressed. I feel great. Like I'm telling you, today today is a day that I feel really good. So emergency Fed meeting. There's speculation, and I've speculated about this, that maybe they'd call an emergency Fed meeting. All right. See you later, Brad. Thoughts on profit taking into liquidity pools for passive income. They dump really. The rates will drop really low. All right. NVIDIA earnings report August 22nd. Solana ETF. No thoughts. I'm going to go. See you all later on TikTok. See you later, Elias. Yeah, Ken. Why you banned? My live stream on TikTok. Well, I went live on YouTube and TikTok yesterday. And on my live stream on, while TikTok banned my live, so I'm banned for this week because I openly wondered if Mr. Cuz was autistic. And I said it with a bit of aggression, like, are you autistic? And somebody on TikTok didn't like that, so they reported my live for harassment or something like that. All right, I got to go.